Ah yes, Yandere Simulator, the game we all love to hate. You know, as a kid, I loved this game. Everything about it was so interesting to me, but looking back on it now, just seeing where the game has gone, like, what is going on? The designs are kind of mid, the storylines are absolutely terrible, and the game is just like a complete dumpster fire. Well, if you don't know me, I'm Mari, or Octawinks, and I'm here to redesign these characters. If you're interested, the series actually has 5 parts, so if you want to check out my other videos, I will be linking it up in the card right here for you, and you should definitely do that because I think they're really cool. So the question is, who are we going to be redesigning today? And it is none other than the last 2 rivals out of my entire series. Isn't that crazy we've made it this far? We are going to be redesigning Osoro Shidesu and Megami Saikou. Well, enough with an intro. Let's get into talking about what I actually hate about these designs and how I would redesign them and rewrite them. Dude, something about Osoro's design just gives me such a weird feeling, and I just hate it so much. Like, I just think it is so cringe, and it's like screaming, I want to be edgy, but it's failing miserably. Like, why does she look like Bakugo, and why is there that weird X-shaped, like, scar on her face? It doesn't make any sense. You can clearly tell that I am not a fan of her design, and you can see why in my little notes, but let's get into the speed paint, okay? Before I start ranting forever. Osoro's character and storyline is just so bad. I don't understand how Taro and her would even, like, get in a relationship or even talk in general. Like, they're just so different and it doesn't make any sense. So basically, you know, like the group of delinquents who are like guys and not Osoro, so basically they used to be bullied until they saw Osoro stand up to their bullies, in which they became, oh, we can become scary like Osoro and defend ourselves from bullies, and then we won't be victims anymore. But I feel like this story is like kind of flawed, and I think I can make it better and make Osoro a likable person, because as of now, the student body hates her and they're all terrified of her, which, like, why would Taro even want to do anything with her or like even like talk to her? Like, I don't understand. So, like, what if we took this original story and put a little twist on it? What if instead of Osoro being feared and hated by the student body, she was rather respected? We can keep this rough and tough personality by giving her just a little bit of more morals and why she does this. And how can we implement this? Oh, maybe she's a part of the student council. Yeah, I know we kind of have a similar member in the student council already, but I feel like Osoro would be a perfect fit. Someone who intimidates bullies and keeps the student body in check and, you know, nice to each other, and people just respect her, but also kind of have this intimidation factor. This storyline just makes so much more sense for Taro as a character, because why else would he talk to her? He would have to, like, honor her morals, which in this case, he would. Alright, enough with the story, let's get into her visual design. So a lot of people were asking me, why did I give Asu Rito longer hair instead of her pixie? Well, it's because I wanted to give Osoro a pixie, and we can't have 2 characters with blonde hair that had the same haircut. Like, that would be bad. I did want to keep the general color palette the same, so I did give her like kind of a black outfit rather than the coat, because the coat is absolutely horrendous and it is so dumb looking, I don't even know. I did also give her the school uniform blazer, which I feel like she would get away with wearing like this since she is a part of the student council and I feel like has more freedom. Also, I gave her a staff just for more intimidation factor, but I feel like she wouldn't use it, it would just be for show. I also, of course, got away with that ugly scar and gave her a more normal one. Yeah. So here's my final design for Osoro, and I gotta say, I think I did a great job rewriting her character and redesigning her. She looks like she has a lot more personality, and she doesn't look like Bakugo anymore. So yeah, let's get into our next character, Megami Saikou! Woohoo! I gotta take a deep breath for this one. There is so much I hate about Megami's design. Like, it's actually so crazy. Like, what is going on? What is that stance? What are those socks? Why does she have that choker? Like, what the heck is going on? I can't do it, guys. So not only do I hate Megami's design, but I also hate her story. It's really dumb. So I'm actually reading over her wiki right now, and like, honestly, what is this? Like, So TLDR, Megami is like a very like Mary Sue person. Like, she doesn't have any weaknesses. She doesn't show any weakness. She's smart. She's pretty. She's the most popular. She's better than all the teachers apparently, and they have like issues with that or something like that. And apparently all the rivals have a deep dark secret, but Megami just doesn't have one, or is currently unknown. And like, why? That would be such a cool twist. Like, I know she's not implemented and that's probably what's gonna happen, but what the heck? Her backstory's so weird too. She had like this pet hamster and her dad basically made her like, you know, unalive it to show her strength. And that's just so stupid. Like, what? Leave the hamster out of this. So basically, Megami right now has no flaws. Why don't we give her one? Like, she doesn't actually want to take over the company. Or that her company is in some deep trouble and is actually very problematic, but she can't say anything or show weakness, or else people will find out about her family's scandals. I also personally do not think that Megami would have a crush on Taro, because Taro is just some guy. She doesn't have time to think about that. She is a CEO in the making. Or that's what we want you to think. She's just kind of concerned as to why so many girls are going missing in relation to Ayano. And I feel like she has to deal with this whole situation at school on top of her CEO business, and she's getting to the point of cracking. And since Taro's a nice guy, maybe he tries to console Megami, and Ayano misreads this relationship as dating and she goes crazy. You know? Like, that's a better story than what we have. Megami is supposed to be this really convoluted and mysterious character, but right now she's almost untouchable, and like, it just makes her so boring. Like, yes, she's the student council president, but what does that mean? Yes, she's a CEO, but what's the reason? What's the reason behind all of this? It's not given. So we need to give it a reason, you know? Alright, enough with her story because I have a lot to say about that, but we're gonna be here all day. And yeah, let's talk about her visual design. So basically, you know, I, first of all, hate those tights and the choker. We gotta get rid of that. Also, the uniform, the white, the pure white is so blinding it hurts my eyes, so I made it a more cream color, and I feel like it does well with the color palette better than the white, because your eye's just gonna look at the white the second you see Megami. She just looks like a blob to me right now. Also, I wanted to fix her hair because I feel like it just doesn't have a lot of visual interest and it's very boring. It's just kind of down and long, which is really boring, so I put it up to give her more of a, like, professional kind of look, while also keeping her really pretty and, you know, popular kind of look as well, because that's also really important. I also changed the poses on both Osoro and Megami. The stance of the legs is just so uncomfortable for me to look at, honestly, and it feels really disgusting. Like, why did they do that? And also, like, you can do confident poses without that weird stance, which I was able to do, and it's not that hard. And here's my final design for Megami, and I think I did a really good job rewriting her story as well as redrawing her, because her design is terrible and it needed a lot of work. And I feel like I got rid of this kind of weirdness factor that it definitely had about it. So yeah, I think it was very successful. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into seeing my reveals for these redesigns. Yeah, here are my final redesigns for Osoro and Megami next to their canon designs, and I think it's pretty obvious which ones look less weird, and yeah, I hope you guys agree, but if you don't, that's so okay! And if you liked the video, maybe consider leaving a like and a subscribe, because it does mean a lot to me, and I really do appreciate it. Thanks! And yeah, I would really love to continue this series in the future, and if you have anyone that you really are burning to see, let me know in the comment section below. I do plan on doing an Ayano, Taro, Infochan, and Ryoba video eventually, so keep your eyes open for that. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!